So when you think of Leaderful, why Leaderful? Let's start there. What does Leaderful mean to you?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on when we were creating this organization and the change that we wanted to be a part of in the world. And we talked about, I think we started to be more intentional with the words that we were choosing to describe the impact we wanted to have. And, leadership and power, those kind of formed at the center of that discussion. And when we talked about leadership, we realized we hadn't even defined it between us three, the co-founders at the time. And where we landed was leaders are people who take responsibility for themselves and their world. And what we wanted to see was that distribution of leadership happening more in organizations, that institution that we thought, okay, we can go in. It plays a huge part in our lives, work, life. And so we thought, okay, well, how might we be able to create more leaderful organizations that in turn have more purpose and meaningful impact in the greater world?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that effort to distribute power. I think a lot of us have been in workplaces or in systems where we experience, that command and control, kind of hierarchical. You have power because of the role you're in, not necessarily because of the skills and experiences that are value that you bring to the table. And so for Leaderful, for me, when I think about, I think I dream of walking into a client's boardroom with a team and sitting back in the corner and just watching them engage with each other and not being able to point out who has the biggest salary, who has the biggest job title, because everybody's engaged, everybody's leaning in. And in this world of work where we see so much burnout, so much conversation about the great resignation and quiet quitting, if that's even a thing, we'll talk, that's for another episode. But I think it's fair to say that people are suffering. In the workplace, there is a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of disengagement and varying levels of burnout. We see that the statistics alone are alarming. It's something that's been on the radar for probably 20 years in lots of parts of the world, and it's not getting better, right? Like in fact, most of the indicators are moving in the wrong direction. And so when we say Leaderful, it is that, at least my hope, that, workplaces evolve to consider the employee experience as much as they consider the experience of other people or other stakeholders in the system. And so we talk about human-centered, systems-conscious work, and that's what we mean, is that taking people and making sure that they are getting their needs and values met in the workplace and thriving as humans, and that we're conscious of the broader system.